Is it time to upgrade your iPhone? Let's find out if the iPhone 6s or iPhone 6s Plus is the right phone for you. So Apple has released, as it does every year, two new iPhones, the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6s Plus. They both look very similar, almost exactly the same as they did last year. So this right here is the iPhone 6. This is how it'll look with the 6 Plus. Pretty similar, same thickness, same protruding camera. Everything that you saw with the 6 and 6 Plus is going to look the same. Now, Apple did change the hardware from its traditional aluminum to a 7000 series aluminum. This is going to be more durable, and I think this has to do with people bending their iPhones. This 7000 series aluminum has been shown to be a lot stronger than the standard aluminum that they used with the iPhone 6. Now, with that being said, it's also going to have a stronger glass at the front, so if you're prone to breaking the glass, this should help you. And one last thing with the hardware, it does come in a rose gold color now. So if you're interested in that rose gold, that might be an option for you. One of the biggest features that Apple put into the new iPhone 6s and 6s Plus is 3D touch. Basically what this does is if you press and give force to the screen, it's going to bring up extra settings, extra features, and abilities that you won't have with the older iPhones, and that includes last year's model iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. So that's pretty big considering that this seems to be implemented in iOS 9 fairly heavily, and a lot of different applications and a lot of different features are going to be using the Force Touch. So if you want to take advantage of that technology, then you would have to upgrade to get it. As with every year, Apple upgrades the chip, so you now have an A9 chip and an M9 coprocessor chip, and this is going to give you faster processing with your GPU being at about 70% faster when doing those kind of tasks, and your graphics are going to be 90% faster when playing games. This is also going to give you more advanced gaming, more technical gaming, and a lot more abilities within gaming. And another thing, Force Touch looks to be implemented in a lot of games as well. Now, with that being said, if you've had problems with the tracking with the health app, pedometer, things like that, the coprocessor chip should help improve this by giving you faster readings and more accurate readings at the same time. Now, for those of you who rely heavily on the iPhone camera or who love to take photos, the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus cameras have been upgraded to 12 megapixel iSight cameras. And this is going to translate into 50% more pixels. That's huge, and they've done this without compromising the quality of the photos. Like some other cameras, when they've upgraded the pixels, you kind of get that graininess and the noise in the background of your photos. With that being said, for those of you who love to take the selfies, the iPhone's front-facing camera has been upgraded as well. It's a 5 megapixel camera, and it actually has a flash ability built into it. It's not a traditional flash in the camera, it's actually going to use the iPhone screen, and it's going to be 3 times brighter than the screen is normally, and it's going to sort of kind of give you that flash from the screen to brighten up the picture for you. Another upgrade with the camera would be the ability to create live photos, and this is not going to be available for any iOS device before the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. Basically what this does is allow you to take a photo, and if you hold on it, so using that 3D touch once again, it's going to give you some movement and basically show you a little bit before the picture and a little bit after the picture, and this can actually be done with sound as well. It looks really cool. It's kind of gimmicky, but it is an extra feature that if you're into photos and photography and posting on Instagram and Facebook and things like that, this is going to be integrated with that. And if that's a big deal for you, then maybe upgrading to the next device would be an option. Tying in with the camera again is video. Now the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus is going to be able to take 4K video. Now this is huge because we haven't seen 4K in an iPhone yet. We've been seeing it slowly, been transitioning into other smartphones, and the iPhone now is going to be dipping into this. That's going to give you some super high quality video, so if you are using your iPhone for video and things like that, it's going to be a huge bonus to have the 4K ability. Moving on to other features, LTE is going to be faster, Wi-Fi is going to be 2 times faster, so that's something to take into consideration if you're looking to upgrade. Now I'm going to give you my opinion on what phones you might have and if it's time to upgrade or not. First off, if you have an iPhone 4S, iPhone 4, or anything below, definitely upgrade. They're probably running a lot slower now, they're lagging, they're probably banged up a little bit, they've got some use to them, and it would be a great time to upgrade because chances are you're off your contract. Now with that being said, any device previous to the iPhone 4S will not be able to update to iOS 9, and I personally think that iOS 9 won't be too good with the iPhone 4S just because it's going to have to handle a lot more processing. Now let's talk about the iPhone 5S, 5C and iPhone 5s. These are probably all capable, especially the iPhone 5S, to run iOS 9 without any issues. iPhone 5C and iPhone 5 users, you might start noticing a little bit of lag with iOS 9. You might start noticing it a little bit slow, and you might notice you won't get as many features as the other devices that are above it. Also, you're probably at that point, especially if you've got an iPhone 5 or 5C, that you can upgrade because your plan is up. Now, if it's not up, maybe waiting the year is important, but I still think that if you want to get a faster phone and you want to take more advantage of what Apple is offering with their new phones, then upgrading is a good choice for you. Same goes with the iPhone 5S. Unless you just recently purchased it for free, or you've just purchased it a year ago, the 5S is very capable. You should just go ahead and keep it, especially if all these upgrades I mentioned earlier are not that big for you. Now, for those of you who have an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 6 Plus, it's not really that big a deal for you to upgrade. You're not going to notice any design changes really, other than the aluminum being harder and stronger, which isn't really visible to you, and the glass as well. Now, it's kind of annoying you won't get the 3D touch abilities and some of the abilities I mentioned with the new processors and things like that, but they're not really that big of a deal. So for those of you who have an iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, I'd say stick to it, because 1 year later you're going to have the iPhone 7, it's going to have a design change, and then you'll probably be off your contract, so you can upgrade to that one. Now, pricing is a huge thing here, because they did upgrade the pricing to have the new phones being a little bit more expensive and then the older phones dropping. So pretty much everything dropped $100. iPhone 5S is now free, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, so you'll get the iPhone 6 at $99, iPhone 6 Plus at $199, iPhone 6s Plus is going to be $299, and iPhone 6s $199. So basically the iPhone 6 Plus now, the larger device, is the same price as the new smaller device iPhone 6s. So the price difference kind of depends also on your budget. If you can afford to purchase the new one and you want to get the new features, then go for it. If you can't, don't obviously break the bank to get these little extra features. All these phones are very capable right now, especially up from the 5S and above. You're pretty good to go. And Apple also introduced a new thing where you can sort of get a new iPhone every year. So the way this would work is you pay $32 a month, I believe it was, and you also have to pay for your phone plan, and you get an unlocked iPhone every year. So it doesn't matter what carrier you're with, you pay Apple $32 a month, and then you pay your carrier whatever you have to pay them per month for your plan, but at the end of the year you get a brand new iPhone. So if this is something that you think is worth it to you, you can look into that, and that way you always have the latest and greatest iPhone every year. And with that, you'll also get the Apple Care Plus package, so if you do end up breaking the phone, they'll replace it, and that'll sort of protect you as well. Now, I personally am going to be upgrading to the iPhone 6s, not the iPhone 6s Plus. I don't want the larger screen. I feel that this is perfect, and I don't need anything bigger than that, especially when all the specs are very similar. So, like I usually do, I'll be posting all kinds of videos on the iPhone 6s, all the tutorials, tips, tricks, everything you need to know, and helping you guys out to get the most out of your devices. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, share it on Facebook, Twitter. Also, follow me on those social media sites for updates, and I will see you in the next one.